even though COVID cases are at an all-time high, somehow it's still not stopping people from packing into unsocially distant gatherings. Secret parties have been busted all over the country, and celebs like Rita Ora and Cardi B apologized for throwing parties over the weekend. Is it just pandemic fatigue? And, you know, what do you make of this? And do we have to look and see what the circumstances are before we leap in? What do you think, Sarah?
It's a combination. I think everyone's fatigued by the pandemic. I also think it's generational in a way, because I tend to be of the generation that screens anything I post by, would my parents be upset? Would my boss be upset? Would my minister be, like, the amount of screen doors any post I ever post go through, because I also have dealt with being on the shaming end. I remember one time I was breastfeeding, and I did a strong mom challenge, and I put my arm up like this, and behind me you could see all the alcohol we have. And the amount of people that honed in, the ones that joked about it, I could appreciate, because anyone that's been a parent knows you might need that. But the people that came for me were like, what a mom you are. You've got all that alcohol. And I thought, oh, here we go. And then another time, I posted a picture of my son at the pediatrician's, and the car seat straps weren't right. Well, we weren't in a car. We were in Brooklyn in a stroller. And all people saw in that whole picture was how crappy of a mom I am because I can't put on the car seat. So regardless, I am the last one to shame someone else's picture, because I absolutely live in a glass house. I've got enough things to work on for myself that I just don't sit around waiting to hate on other people's pictures. Yes, Joy.
Right.
It's not about shaming them, but it's not about shaming their pictures. It's about shaming them for having these big parties.
No, I see
You
the
know that.
distinction. I'm just saying that as someone that's been on the receiving end of everything I've done wrong, I do see that as irresponsible, but I don't tend to get stuck on it because I have too many other things to do with my life.
Right, right. And well, Joy, do you have more to that statement?
Well, I was just going to say, I'm curious about what motivates people, you know, to behave this way. Is there some kind of narcissism involved, some kind of self-delusion, some kind of, why don't you watch the news instead of pop culture all the time, you people? Why don't you pay attention to what's going on in the country?
Maybe
and pay attention to this doctor. This doctor. But I don't know what it is. I think that their narcissistic disorders are apparently rampant. And it's not, and it's just disgraceful, really, when you think about it. I mean, when you think about this story, I don't know if you mentioned it already, but this doctor who has spent 256 hours in a row, or days rather, days in a row without taking a break. These are the people who are paying the price for Miss Aura and Miss Cardi B, Miss B, and their crazy parties, and the rest of these people who do this. It's really, it's a selfish, annoying characteristic of these people, and I don't know what to say about it. It's disgusting.
What about you, Sonny?
Yeah, you know, I don't think it's necessarily about shaming people for taking photographs and posting them, but I do think that it's pretty irresponsible. And I don't follow the lead of a Cardi B or Rita Ora or Kim Kardashian. Like, I'm not looking to them for public health information and following their lead, but I do think that there are a lot of people that do follow them and mirror them. And so if you have that kind of fan base, it really is kind of irresponsible to do something like that. You have, you know, I think Cardi B had 25 adults and 12 children at her house. It's 37 people. You know, we've all been advised that that is a public health risk. And even though she has the money to test people, I don't think the test is the end-all, be-all. You can still spread this virus and to your loved ones, and they can spread it to other people. So it's just, it was irresponsible. And, you know, when you have that kind of celebrity perch, unfortunately, you are held to a different standard. And I was a little disappointed, I guess, to see that.
To say the least.
Well, I have to say, having been in this situation where you're doing something and you're not thinking, you've been thoughtless. So it happens. Just don't let it happen again. Yeah. You know, you can be thoughtless once, you know. You can, as long as it's not the way that you behave. If that's what happened, that's what happened, and you'll remember next time. You won't post it. But you can't. I understand it, because you get in with the family and y'all are talking and you're not thinking. Why would you? You know, did you get a test? Did you get it? You're not thinking because it's all family. So yeah, that can happen. but just don't let it happen again, okay? That's what I say.